before I start the video today, just wanted to say a very happy belated birthday to Ed. I know you're going to be watching this video, so happy birthday for last month. Sorry I was away on holiday, so I couldn't say happy birthday. Right, on with the video. If you're anything like me, a lot of the stuff on the news recently about countries saying they're going to start banning petrol and diesel cars from 2040 is not the sort of thing we want to hear. It's probably not the sort of thing a lot of car manufacturers want to hear. But, you know, how scary is it? I don't know. I mean, I don't like the fact that we won't be able to buy new petrol cars. I think diesels should have been banned a long time ago. That's just my personal hatred of diesel cars. While I was on holiday, I was having a bit of a think about the environment. I wasn't really. I was just having a think about the fact that it'd be quite sad if in 20 years' time I can't buy a petrol car anymore. But then I thought, is it that sad? You know, I follow Elon Musk on Twitter, and I love what he's done with Tesla. The fact that he's set up this car company from scratch, okay, with a lot of backing and his own money and stuff. But you know, there's huge investment. For years, they said, you know, for a long time, it's always been said that it's very difficult, very expensive to set up a car company, and it's probably never going to happen again. Along comes Elon Musk, sets up Tesla, and actually he's well ahead of the game with electric cars compared to most other manufacturers. So is it all bad news? You know, some of these electric cars are incredibly fast, and so it really got me thinking. And especially with now Tesla releasing the Model 3, I think it is. Yes, the Model 3. The Model 3, the new one, the baby one. But the baby one is still quite expensive, or it will be quite expensive, and there's quite a long waiting list for it, and they've got to ramp up production and stuff. And in my head I thought, I'm sort of curious to see what it'd be like to have an electric car. I don't think they're as potentially as clean as people think they are either, because, you know, electricity still has to be generated somewhere. We're hardly using the most efficient methods of generating electricity as it is. So I'm not overly convinced that they are the solution to all our problems. Maybe, you know, in capital cities they are, because, you know, it reduces the pollution in the cities and stuff. Are they the saviour? I don't know. But, you know, I wonder what's going to happen with if you have millions of electric cars with millions of batteries. What's going to happen with these batteries? Are we going to be able to recycle them? Are they anyway? So it got me thinking anyway. And while I was thinking on holiday, having nothing better to do than to think, because I didn't even take my smartphone, I actually took this on holiday, which is the new Nokia 3310. I didn't even want to be connected to the internet. I was having a proper switch off. But while I was on holiday, I did get my tablet out, and I thought, I'm just going to check the Renault website, because I know Renault, obviously, they're probably one of the more advanced companies, I would say. The traditional manufacturers are sort of really pushing electric cars. And they've just released a new electric car, well, not new, it's an updated version of the Zoe, which apparently can have up to a 400 kilometre range, although I'd be amazed if that ever happened. But I'm sort of quite tempted by it. 16,000 euros, and the reason is quite, well, I was going to say cheap, it's not cheap, but 16,000 euros for a 100% electric car is not that bad actually. And the reason why the price is not that bad is because you're not buying the batteries, you actually lease the batteries. And so that's what makes the cost reasonable. So I was quite tempted. I thought, I wonder what it'd be like. I mean, I do a lot of short trips. Most of my trips during the week are actually relatively short. It's very rare that I go over maybe 100, 200 kilometres. In theory, I could run an electric car quite easily, like the Zoe. So I went on the Renault website, Renault.es, and I was checking out the Zoe on there, and then this pop-up came up, and it said, would you like to test drive it? I thought, thank you, yes. Fill in the form. And like I said, while I was on holiday, I literally didn't have my smartphone. I had this phone, which I wasn't even carrying around with me most of the time. So, why is he going so slow? Weird. Anyway, I was out that day, and they tried to call me. And then they sent me a text message, said, "We've tried to call you. Please call us back." Anyway, I'm in Austria, not in Spain. I'm out and about. I saw the message in the evening. They haven't contacted me again. No email, no follow-up phone call, no follow-up text message, nothing. I thought, really? I mean, you've hardly sold any electric cars in Spain, and somebody shows some interest and you don't follow them up. And because I work in a marketing business and a marketing environment, you know, those are missed opportunities. You know, electric cars, we still need convincing about electric cars. You can't just send somebody a text message and go, call me if you want to buy one of my electric cars. They need to make a bit more of an effort. So I was a bit disappointed that Renault haven't actually followed up on my initial communication and my initial interest in a Renault Zoe. Their loss? Possibly, but I'm still quite curious and I'd still like to give one a go. I suppose my biggest thing with electric cars really is the noise, because I love the sound of petrol engines. I love the exhaust sounds. I just love the sound a car makes. To have an electric car that doesn't make any noise, that's a bit depressing, I think. Or is it? I don't know. It may be the fact that, you know, they're quite powerful, they accelerate quite quickly generally. Is that going to make up for the lack of noise? I would like to know. I would like to run one for a bit and see what I think. Is the future as quiet as we think? Oh. I feel sad for future generations that might not be able to enjoy those noises from cars. They're going to hear... That's an electric engine, by the way. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think I should go for it? Do you think I should get one of these electric cars, give it a go, try and run it, see what happens? Anyway, I can't get my words out anymore. My mouth is dry. It's like 40 degrees outside. It's so hot. I can't even think straight anymore. People have paid a lot of money to come out on holiday in this weather. Just seems mental. There's even cyclists on the road. What are they doing? I'm off home. Been a long day at work, and I shall see you very soon. Jesus, wasn't expecting that. I can't believe I've just been driving around for like 10 minutes with a camera which I thought was bolted onto the back of the car, and then I pulled over to check the camera and it wasn't there. I was like, oh shit, so I've lost the camera, it fell off. And I just came back to the spot where I sort of attached it, and I just found it on the road there, and nobody's run over it or anything. Oh my god, must be my lucky day. Fix your camera to your car really well.